y'all can take or leave these things that I give. But being on my own, the amount of time that I have and just being the type of person that I want to learn, and I'm on my own. Obviously, I've had bad relationships. Like, yeah, you're just taking my word for it. But, my baby daddy's not here. I've had anyone following me has heard about the situation with my mom. Pretty much everyone, I think it's like people with Sag moon, Scorpio moon, women always have a really intense relationship with their mom, because that was not what I wanted. I would love to have, I hate that my mom, I don't want to get personal, but it was beyond painful for me going through that and seeing the truth in the situation and stuff like that. I don't think anybody really wants to have bad relationships, because that's still something that I'm going to have to work through healing in this lifetime, because everything is relationship. So being able to work on that with my son and have a bond with him, but like every single day with him is hard in its own way. Like the amount of sacrifice and devotion that it requires. And that's the same way with the path with God, because I used to be an opportunist. Like I felt that sheltered energy and I've always had this like wild part of me. Teddy, it's going to be outside if you don't take the noise. Teddy, it's outside. It's outside if you don't take the noise down. We've had to be inside because of the rain. So every day is hard because I used to love just being able to get in my car and go do what I wanted. Like I started that habit from high school because I didn't like being around my family even then. So I would just get in my car and drive or go to the gym, and I had a job and stuff like that. So, and then in college, I was doing my own thing all the time. So, I really had to learn how to be a homebody. And there's still that part of me I'm always going to have this kind of restless nature. So my point is that it's like every day has it mentally. It's mental that is like, it's not every single day is harder of course not every moment, but like there's usually something that triggers me. Usually my kid overstimulates me. I lose patience. Like there's something, and then among like my own stuff coming up because I'm with myself all the time. So it's like you're not running from anything anymore. So all of that is to say that there's not a man out here that's going to be happy with a woman who's not found himself yet, who's not found his purpose in life yet. And there's things like being a mom that's part of my purpose in this life, and then finding God. But there's a lot of this journey that is being lost, and then trying to find that too. And it's a little bit different for the feminine because women have gifts that like intuitive gifts that we bring, but there will always be this pushback from the world because it goes against the system. So a lot of a woman's job is bringing her energy to help, and you're just taking my word for it, but I'm telling you, that's the archetype of Lilith, is to set each other free again. So a woman is like, they're giving me the temple, being in the temples, because it's like a lot of your job once you're in that priestess energy is to be like low key and to be more to spend a lot of time in solitude, to spend time in stillness and silence. Because once you're in flow, you're back in that space of wholeness, and you're like, that you're complete within and all of these things. So a woman who's moving with God is always going to piss off, like I don't show up and mean to be triggering people, but I know that I am because me being being content, um telling men that I don't need them for anything. I know that that's a direct trigger to a man's ego. But okay, so that's the other part, is that there have been all of these things that I've had to go through on my own when I needed a man, when I could have absolutely used a man, and it could have partly been hyper independence, but it's been circumstantial as well. So there's been a lot of things like that in conjunction with going through things like with my dad and my ex, where that abandonment just kept being not necessarily re-traumatizing, but just reiterated to me, or it wasn't healed. So, and there were moments where there could have been that connection, there could have been that healing. And there have been a couple of those when Teddy's dad has been here, and like the few times that my dad has followed through on stuff that has been healing for me. So there have been those moments, but for the most part, it's been me figuring things out on my own. So, and going to God. And so that to me is like the men that come into my life, it's because there's something that they're missing, or there's something that they need guidance on, or something. I don't know exactly. And so but a lot of times I think that's why we're really just meant to be lessons for each other, because I really feel that way, because that a man, you may like just keep getting, because I think any other woman that you're with is going to be a karmic. And so, which is lessons anyway, but those are painful lessons. So it's like, as much as it's painful, it takes insane resilience to try to figure things out on your own and to mentally go it alone. But there's a lot of learning how to love yourself and have grace for yourself and patience for yourself that you do on your own. And then you're also finding your purpose through that. So I just see that because I'm seeing projections all the time from men that are getting triggered. And it's like, it's so interesting to me being on the other side of like, I'm sorry that I'm just okay on my own. Like, I'm supposed to feel incomplete so that a man can come in and save the day. Like, men have to start to look at that's wrong. Like, that's not normal. It's not, that's a romantic fantasy. I mean, in a way it's beautiful, but we only enable each other that we just got back into another karmic situation when we do that. Okay. Yeah, that's it.